Not a bad place to be broken down on the side of the beach. So I live here now. Give me a call back when you have a sec. This is really funny to me because fireweed here, like people go crazy over this stuff, but it's everywhere where I grew up in BC. Like we just have fireweed. It's not really like something to go right home about. But here, once the fireweed loses all its flowers, that means you have 6 weeks until winter. It has almost lost all its flowers. It's a signal that winter is coming.
Something inside me has a lot to say. Waking up fine and then I'm faking a smile, just a normal day. Taking up space in my head.
Today I'm on the Kenai Peninsula and I'm heading to Homer. I want to show you the most beautiful view. I'm stopped at this rest stop right now and there's gorgeous fireweed and a gorgeous view of the mountains. I just met a super lovely couple. They're the world at your feet. I loved meeting them, Yolanda and Bastian, and they're also doing the Pan Am, so they're driving to Ushuaia as well, and it's just super exciting to meet more people on the same crazy journey. Hi. She's very friendly. Yeah, you can pet her. Yeah, you can come say hi. Say hi. Yeah, she's just so happy to see everybody. Everyone seems to be walking all the way to the end of this path towards, I'm assuming, what is probably going to be an overlook, but I'm really curious to see what everyone, like what the hype's about. So essentially it just leads to a cliff, aka overlook, but cliff. But if you walk to the left or to the right, you get this beautiful backdrop with the fireweed. One of the things that I wanted to share, which is like a really cool fact about Alaska, is this is really funny to me because fireweed here, like people go crazy over this stuff, but it's everywhere where I grew up in BC. Like we just have fireweed. It's not really like something to go right home about, but here they actually use it to tell, I mean, one, people are taking their wedding photos, engagement photos. You'll see people like in dresses in the fireweed, but also they use it to tell when winter is coming. So I guess once the fireweed loses all its flowers, that means you have 6 weeks until winter. And as you can see with this fireweed, it has almost lost all its flowers. They kind of go to this like beautiful red color and from this like vibrant purple, which is also very beautiful. But it's a signal that winter is coming, which is kind of crazy. Anyways, let's look at this view. Wow. It is so gorgeous. Okay, that was really cool. Super beautiful. Highly recommend bringing a tripod if you want to do some photos with the fireweed, enjoy the mountain views. But now we're gonna check out our next spot. This part of the peninsula is flat. Like around me, you can't see mountains. I'm within a bunch of Douglas fir trees and surrounded by fireweed. It is so beautiful, but it's a very different landscape. I will say it is just like fields of pink. So definitely come here during fireweed season. All right, we got to another rest stop. This one has porta potties, which means it's time to empty my pee jug. We can actually see the spit from this view. The chores of Vanlifer. It's rated 0 out of 10 for cleanliness. That was revolting. That's fine. Let's go see the view. Look at that cutie patootie. Okay, here's the deal. I made it all the way to the end of Homer Spit. It is bumping here. It is so busy. There are so many shops, fresh fish, restaurants, food trucks, charters, everything you can think of. It is packed. There are people everywhere. Most of the spots are $10 a day for parking per calendar day. And it's busy, but it is 6:40 here p.m. right now and I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go camp out for the night and come and explore the Spit properly tomorrow. But for right now, I think it's time to go park up at my campsite of choice and make some dinner. Check out the sunset. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, wow. Well, what does it look like? I don't know. Looks like a latte. Hey there, it's Dominique calling. My phone number is, give me a call back when you have a sec. Thank you, bye. So, seize the day, baba. You want me to snooze a little longer? I can deal with that. I'm gonna enjoy my coffee at the ocean while she sleeps. I'm waiting for a call back from a water taxi company because I would really like to do this hike called Grace Ridge. It's gonna cost me a little bit of money. It's pretty expensive, but it is something that I would like to do. Wow. Well, this morning after I went out and had my coffee and bagel, I met Bob and Autumn on the beach. Bob is the founder of Cheap RV Living. We ended up doing a full van tour. I ended up cleaning the van, doing a van tour with them. It is now 2:30 and I have yet to get to Homer. So I'm gonna head to Homer now and walk the spit with Sora and tour around, show you the spit. And then tomorrow I have now made water taxi plans to do Grace Ridge, which I'm so excited about. Something I just learned is that these mountains over here, two of them you can see, one there, one there, those are volcanoes. And apparently this one erupted quite recently and this one over here smokes quite frequently. So if you're camping out at this beach, apparently it's very likely that you will see the volcanoes smoking, which is really, really cool. I also want to show you what an epic free campsite this is. It's just stunning. Right on the beach, and I'm at one of the last campsites along the beach. Hi, Sora. This is a 10 out of 10 campsite. It's absolutely beautiful. Before going into Homer, I need to make some proper food. So I'm making chicken Alfredo pasta, mushrooms, chicken Alfredo. Well, I don't know about you, but this YouTube video keeps getting better and better because I forgot to finish showing you my chicken Alfredo pasta that I made and I enjoyed quite happily. It was a good pasta. I enjoyed it while laying out here on the gravel. And as I was laying on the gravel, I had a little peek under my van because that was my eye level view when I was down here on the ground. And I noticed that my rear diff was leaking. If you don't know what a rear diff is, I don't either. But essentially there are gears in the back of the the drive shaft connects to the rear diff and there are gears in there, and essentially you don't want oil leaking out of there, and you definitely don't want it to be dry because then it breaks, and then that is a catastrophe. So I noticed it was leaking. There were drips, which, I mean, whenever you're seeing fluid coming out of your vehicle, you should definitely be concerned, but I was really concerned. I made a few phone calls, and there's a couple things to note. One, it doesn't look like there's been any damage to the rear diff. I guess sometimes when these seals go, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm stressed out. Can you tell? I'm stressed out. Okay, I don't even know where to sit. It doesn't even matter where I sit, I'm gonna get dirty. Okay, I'm just gonna take a sip of water and have a breather. The rear diff can leak if it's been damaged and or if a seal is gone. So I believe the pinion seal has gone in my rear diff. We don't really know why. It could be from dirt on the inside, could be dirt from the outside. Either way, the seal has broken. So fluid is leaking out. There is something you can do, and there's a little plug where you put the rear diff oil into, but you can actually unplug that, which is what I did in order to like open it up and put your finger in, and if you can feel oil, then there's still oil inside, therefore you can drive a short distance to the mechanic. If you can't feel oil, don't drive and get a tow truck. I was going to get a tow truck before figuring out if I had oil, and it was going to be $400 US for a 30-mile trip, so I was not keen on that. So anyways, I opened the plug on FaceTime with my dad, and I had oil in there. So I'm going to drive into Homer tomorrow. I'm gonna make some phone calls in the morning and try to find someone who can hopefully fix the seals there. Fingers crossed I can get it fixed in Homer tomorrow for a very lovely cost of minimal dollars. It will probably be about 500 US, and then I can get back on the road. Great news is that it's not a bad place to be broken down on the side of the beach, and I'm not driving anywhere until I know which mechanic I'm driving to. So I live here now. I'm hoping sunset's gonna be good. Maybe we can do a tour of the Homer Spit tomorrow or Tuesday. Fingers crossed, because I want to see it too. What you can see there is all of the oil. That is the drive shaft that connects to the rear diff, and there's a ton of oil leaking out from there. So that is where I noticed how dark it was, and that was what drew me to some red flags, as well as all those drips on the rocks. So we're leaking. And for those of you who are curious, there's a little plug there. I'm hoping that you can see that. It's really, really dark. But there is a little plug right about there. And that is what you take out to figure out the fill level on the rear diff fluid. But with that, I am going to clean up and go for a nice long beach walk with Sora, because it's a beautiful day and I need to clear my mind. Anyways, let's go for a walk on the beach and see what we see. Woohoo! Woohoo! She's so happy! Woohoo! Okay, I lied, I changed, and this is glorious. I'm in a much better mood.